Russell Media, always hungry, never thirsty.
Alright, whatever you want. Let's just
Cool.
let's just
talk?
go with let's
Okay,
just talk.
Great. Okay. I was gonna ask you first how I read that you started battle rapping at the age of 12. Is that right?
Yeah, you could say battle rapping. It was really like just chopping on my friends, like cracking jokes amongst my peers. And then I started taking it more serious in like junior high school and high school.
And I read that you were able to spit out like 40 bars off the top of your head.
Yeah, even more than that. Sometimes
Oh my
like
God.
for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours.
You're kidding? Just back
go-
and forth?
Yeah, just going off the head.
Wow. And how'd you get into that? What made you
I
feel
mean,
that
I
you
guess
had a
that just
talent?
came from, my parents, I guess, like the music that I grew up listening to, and, it really came from fun joking around. Like, and then once I seen I had the ability to do it, that's when I took it serious.
Who were your idols back then?
I started off listening to Run DMC, Curtis Blow, the Fat Boys, KRS-One, Rakim, on up to Biggie Smalls, Nas, Jay-Z, DMX.
Did your parents support you?
At first they did.
No.
At first they thought it was like, because when I really got serious is when I had graduated high school. And then, once that transition comes, when you get out of high school, your parents want you to go to college. So you're really just hanging around the crib, and they thought it wasn't, they didn't think it was as serious as it was. And I'm like, just give me 1 year to do this record thing. And they're like, no. So I had to go to community college. We all went there, my whole group went to Westchester Community College. We went there for like 2 semesters. I think I stayed the longest, maybe. They all probably went for 1 semester. Or I did 2, or I did 3 and they did 2. And then we had got to deal with Bad Boy. So that's when everybody started believing in me after
Yeah.
I got the deal. So
What did you major in college?
business management.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You all did, or
Yeah, we all took business management and radio production. So, something to do. Something to fall back on. You always,
Right.
they always
Which
say
you don't
need
need
something
to.
fall back. Yeah, I mean, never know. It could be gone today, tomorrow it could be gone. So
Wow. Well,
you
so
gotta
far-
just be humble.
Yeah, that's true though.
Yeah.
That's good. But so far, your career reads like a fairy tale. When you had your first band, LOX,
Yeah, the locks.
the Locks, and Mary J. Blige gave a tape to Puff Daddy.
Puffy, yeah.
And from there, how did that all
Everything.
happen?
I mean, this game is really, timing is everything, and it's all who you know. So, my man, he went upstairs, but my hype man, one of the guys who's on stage with me, he went to school with us, and he's Mary J. Blige's first cousin. So we had
okay.
that outlet
Had a
right
little
there, yeah. After him right there, J. Bach,
Oh,
that's my
hello.
man. So once we was able to make the music, once we thought it was good enough, we had him right there. All right, we ready now. Pass this
Yeah.
to Mary. And then, you gotta thank the Lord and the powers above for that, for knowing who you know, because this is one of those kind of games. It's all who you know, really. Yeah.
Well, you've worked with a lot of different people, and you worked with DMX, like you said before, Mary J. Blige, J-Lo, R. Kelly, Maya,
Raya,
so many
everybody,
people.
you name it.
Right. You did a lot of cameo appearances also.
Yeah.
What are the different challenges between being part of somebody else's work and doing your very own?
I mean, it's really a blessing, like, 'cause when somebody of those kind of caliber people, of Mariah and J-Lo and DMX and Mary J, when they call you, that means they see something in you. So you just go in positive, like, they'll tell you, you'll hear the song, or they'll tell you what direction they want it. And then I never really got rejected. Like, I never really presented nothing and then they threw it away. So everything I ever did, the first time they liked it. So that's another blessing, and I just take it in stride and keep going.
So you have a lot of free room to do your own thing. To
Yeah,
interpret it?
when somebody calls you for a featuring, they usually like what you do. And they want to bring y'all worlds together. So they just let you do you, and then it's the chemistry comes out right most of the time, for the most part.
Yeah. And when you do your own stuff, do you have a creative process? Do you always work the same way, or
I mean,
how do you?
my music goes off feelings, like like an album or something. Something has to happen. Like I recorded my first album, my first solo album in Miami. We rented one of Al Capone's mansion, a mansion that Al Capone owned. So we lived it up and did it real big with the chefs, the maids, and the luxurious cars and guest house and all of that. So that was an experience within that. Then my second solo album, Kiss of Death, I just did it right in my hometown, right in our studio, nothing too fancy, just going in, knocking it out. So it all goes off how you feel. Like our album's really a bunch of feelings,
Yeah.
and that's the same with the tracks. Like sometimes you get the music and you want to write something like a story, or sometimes you feel it's like a party vibe. So you gotta go off how you feeling, like, you know what I'm saying?
Would you say your first album was more like that, and your second album was more?
Yeah, my first album was more party. I was partying in Miami and going to the clubs and going to the studio, and you know what I'm saying? My second album was really like more dark and deeper, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
More about myself
Yeah,
and my
more
family,
personal.
yeah, more personal.
And how was that transition between the Locks and your solo career? Was that and your transition from Bad Boy Records back to Rough Riders? Did you have problems with the change of image?
I mean, not really, because when we was on Bad Boy, we was always known for being, our origin was from the street, like hardcore rap. So they knew us for that, even when we was with Bad Boy. We was still the only ones really making hardcore rap while still being down with them. So once we went back home to Rough Riders, it was it was no problem. That was our regular thing. You know what I'm saying? Now we got our own label, which is D Block. Me, Styles, and Chic is the CEOs. That's the Locks. We all CEOs. And we got Chic. He's dropping his second solo album August 9th. This August, called After Taxes. And we just working from the ground up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's our whole thing. Like, we work from the bottom up. We happy with what we got. We want more, but we know that you gotta expect the worst. I mean, hope for the best, but expect the worst. Because this is a type of business where anything can happen.
Yeah. That's a good attitude to have.
Yeah.
So you don't lose.
Yeah, you stay grounded.
Yeah. How important are lyrics to you? And I want to come to a very special song in a minute, but in general, are they really important to you? Is it important to get out a certain message, to have people follow you?
I mean, like, we're coming from New York and being raised in New York, we think lyrics first. Like, the farther you go from New York, lyrics go last. Like, I mean, down south, it's the beat first, it's the track first.
Right.
And so on and so on. But New York is really what you're saying, and then they think about the beat. You know what I'm saying? So I came up off, I get the beat later, I gotta make sure these words is, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
my words are appealing. So that's just like a New York thing, I think. But
Yeah.
now it's spreading, like, to what the whole world is getting more lyric conscious, and now even New York is getting more beat conscious. Like, it's becoming that the beat's more important than your words now. So it's just like a challenge, though. It's all a challenge, because you still find people that love your lyrics,
Sure.
and you find people that love the beat. So it's just a challenge.
Is it both? Do you enjoy doing both? Is it more important to you to get a certain message across so that people listen to what you have to say, and maybe you can change something or create a certain attitude?
I mean, now, like, the older I'm getting and the more wiser and mature I'm getting, I try to slip in messages, because I know that I'm a big role model in a lot of part of the world, and the kids, the youth is listening to me, so I know I can do that now.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, I wasn't really thinking like that. I was young and just running wild, but now I got a fan base and I got a core audience. I know is important for me. You know, I'm not just the clean goody two shoes, but whenever I could, it's important to slip something in for them people, for the youth, and even for the older people, to let them know I got a good head on my shoulders and let them know that I know what's going on out here in the world. So, you know,
I was going
definitely.
to ask you if you consider yourself a role model, and you just said you do. What do you
I don't
think?
consider
No?
myself a role model, but I am one. So I
Right.
have to carry
Okay.
myself accordingly and conduct business like a businessman. And I know that it is people looking at me, youth for the most part. So I gotta, you know, I can't lead them astray. Like no matter if that's what I want to do or not, it's important to let them know what's right from wrong.
What do you feel is your responsibility towards your fans?
My responsibility towards my fans is to give them what I want. Like, if you're a Jadakiss fan, you like Jadakiss for whatever reason you like him. And my job is to just keep you loving me. You know? I don't know how to do it, but I gotta do it.
You're just you.
Yeah, I'm just me. And a lot of times, rappers or artists or musicians or whatever sometimes seem to get out of their own character and their own element and try to follow what's going on. Like, it's good to keep your ear to the street and keep your eyes open and see what's going on, but it's also good to stay in your own element, be you. And that's what the people like you for being you,
Right.
not being somebody else or doing what somebody else is doing.
I was going to ask you about the song Why, since we were talking about lyrics before and role model and all that kind of, for me, plays into that, because that's a very important song, I think. And it was also a very big song for you.
Yeah.
Can you talk about how that came about?
Well, I always wanted to do a song called Why, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like a common word, like little kids, they always ask why when you tell them something. And a lot of people, if they don't understand, they always ask why, or why is just a common question around the world.
Right.
Then once I said I want to do a song called Why, I try to get some questions that everybody could relate to, like all over the world from every aspect, young, old, black, white, rich, poor, something that everybody be like, yeah, that was a good question. So when I got the music, it took me a couple days, like, and I just started sitting down and it all just came to me. Like, but it turned out to be good. Like I told you before, timing is everything. It came out with the 2004, what was it, 2004 election time.
2004,
So
right.
that was, you know what I'm saying, timing is everything. It was a good time. That's why it spread it like that.
Yeah, exploded.
Yeah, it exploded.
I heard somebody describe that kind of that turn your career took there as combining hood credibility with mass appeal.
Yeah.
Because really, like you said, it was a question that everybody has questions, and everybody's looking for answers. And in particular, about that time of uncertainty with the election, that one line that was a lot of times cut out on the air. Why did Bush knock down the towers?
Yeah.
What made you think that? And I'm asking because we're in Germany here, and in Germany,
Still hit
certainly
hard
a
over here,
lot
yeah.
of people believe in that conspiracy theory.
I mean, it's simply a metaphor, but at the end of the day, I think he's the head person in charge. So if he didn't literally knock him down, but he somehow knew something, or somebody in his staff or somebody knew something. So that's why I just made the comparison like that. Because I think a lot of other people, even over here in Germany, they felt that he knew something or something wasn't right about how that whole thing could just go down like that.
Right. Were you surprised at the feedback you got for that? Because it was
Very surprised, because when I first put it out, it wasn't getting a buzz like that. But then after a while, it started coming all over the news and everything. I said, oh, okay, they hearing me. Like, they finally listening to the kid. So it was good. Like, you know, I was a little nervous. But at the same time, I was happy that the word spread across like wildfire to everybody. So my job was done. Like, that's all I really wanted it to do. Like, it wasn't even a matter of being nominated for a Grammy or record sales. I just wanted to see if little old me could make a song that could reach around this big world, you know, and it did. So I felt happy with that.
Now you said you were nervous.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you make any reference, you know, to the president of the United States, you gotta be, you know, feel some kind of way, cause they could have came and they could have put some pressure on me, but they didn't.
They didn't?
Nah, they didn't. And that also might be because it was election time, so that might have helped me out too a little bit.
I was gonna ask if you think if it was because you're a rapper as opposed to a Dixie chick.
I mean, rappers, they come down hard on rappers. Bill O'Reilly tried to slander me a little bit, but that was just good promotion.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really wanted to see George and ask him how he felt about it.
Get him to answer.
Nah,
anyway.
I didn't get really in touch with George personally, but one of his advisors let him know about it. That was good.
So you voted for Kerry?
Yeah.
You did?
I voted for him.
I was, a couple of weeks before the elections, I was in Miami at a rally for Kerry, and I saw Cher speak. And there were maybe 50 people, very few.
Very loud.
And she was very, very disappointed that so few people came. And she said, first of all, I'm disappointed. Second of all, I'm kind of scared because, like you said, you know, you get kind of nervous when you put your foot down because something's going wrong. Why do you think there was so little concern about what was going on in the country and in Iraq?
I mean, some people just don't care to be concerned, and some people, it doesn't affect certain areas. It doesn't affect certain brackets, like financial brackets or certain aspects of the world. And that's why with this last election, I think they tried to get other people involved more by going to the hip hop community and doing all that. And I think it started too late. I think this one, it might have a more of effect on the next election, but they started too late. Like they started contacting the little people and they started making other people aware of the whole thing too late. So Bush still had all his followers with him, and the little people that was recognizing Kerry, it wasn't enough.
Yeah. So now the election is over.
Yeah.
And are you still politically active? Are you still trying to get people to?
I mean, I'm not a politician. I don't want to be a politician, but I try to give my little bit of knowledge where I can give it. You know.
Though I heard someone refer to you as a hood politician. Do you like that?
It's alright. It's alright.
That's a cool
It's a good title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have the power to reach a lot of people that don't watch, you know, Meet the Press or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. It's scary though. You gotta watch how you get your point across. Because once you get too powerful, they'll shut you right down. So you know, it's all strategic.
And as a total change of subject, I wanted to ask you about that thing with 50 Cent. Because it seems like he's dissing everybody. We talked to Ja Rule a couple of months ago, and everywhere you go, his name pops up in a negative way.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
I mean, I think the whole thing just stemmed from him being mad that I did the New York song with Ja.
New York.
And you know, he's a very powerful individual, record sales wise, up at Interscope. He has a lot of power. And sometimes he tends to be able to do whatever he wants to do. Like the upper hand gets scared of him, so he need that discipline sometimes. You can have all the money in the world and all the power, but you're still not comfortable within yourself. And that's where some of his anger comes from. That's what I think. Like, who am I to say that? But if you sold 10 million records and you made $50 million, you shouldn't even have that much worries. You shouldn't even be, your family's straight and you got good health. What should you care? But, that was just that. But lyrically, he's not as strong as me. His record sales is big, but I got street power and street credibility. and that'll always outlast. Like, respect will always be higher than money anytime, anywhere, any Germany, United States, wherever you go. If you got your respect, that'll take you a lot farther than having a lot of money.
Right.
It's always good to have money, don't get me wrong, but respect,
You need it.
yeah, you need respect. And that's just that.
So this whole thing, D Block versus G Unit, is not a
It's
public.
not really that serious. It's not.
No.
It's not as serious as the media and the radio and the hypes it up to be. You know, it's not that serious. We don't even know each other like that. We never really formally met. Me and you sitting down longer than I ever sat down with them, so it's not even that serious.
But it's not a publicity stunt.
Not a publicity stunt either.
No.
I mean, it could get serious, but as of now, it's not that serious. Like,
So there's nothing to be scared about.
nah, never. Nothing to be
Okay.
scared of. At all.
Okay. And what's up next for you? What are your plans? Because I heard somewhere that you said, I might not be doing this for much longer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be a recording artist forever. I want to go behind the scenes and do some other stuff.
Like
Put some
producing?
young people out, do some production. You know, just make sure D Block I want to make D Block one of the contender labels in the years to come. So, you know, gotta follow protocol. How everybody else did it, with a little twist though. But,
What about movies? You've been in Honey, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
You've been on TV shows. Any big plans for that in the future?
I definitely want to do some acting.
You like it?
Yeah, I like acting, but before I get out of this recording, I just want to solidify my recording career, my record career. So, you know, that's when you can't really get the big movie deals till you're solidified in this field. And then they'll come at you with the right money, the right roles. So I'm just playing my part for the most time. It's gonna come.
You seem really relaxed and humble and grounded. How do you manage in this crazy business? What's your secret?
I mean, I come from a good family. I got good
Friends.
surroundings, good friends, good people with me that keep me grounded. Like, my head could never get too swollen. I'm blessed to have everything I have, and that's just it. I'm just happy to be here doing what I do. It's just a job for me, you know. It's a way of life, but it's also just a job. Like, same as Bruce Willis, the same as everybody. I'm just doing my job. And I like doing it. It's a lot of BS involved, but you gotta learn how to shake that off and keep it moving. That's what makes you strong.
And any work on an album right now? Or a single coming
I'm
out?
working on, I got a lot of things working on.
Tell us.
You know, right now, it's time for Sheik to drop his album, so we can't clutter the market. So I'm just really helping him promote. But I just got some production. I'm working on some new stuff. Me and Styles, my other partner, just did the We Belong Together remix for Mariah. That's like the #1 song in the country right now. They just called me for some other remixes, Genuine and R. Kelly. So you're gonna hear me throughout the summer. But most likely I'm just gonna be doing my CEO thing in the back, making sure the projects get finished. And then I'll come out probably around November, December again with a new album, 4th quarter. You know.
So all that stuff is where your business time in college comes back in.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Any final message you want to get out there to your
Just
fans?
make sure we thank everybody for supporting D Block, Rough Riders, Jadakiss, The Locks, and make sure y'all get that Chic Luch album August 9th called After Taxes. Make sure y'all get the Styles P album, Time is Money. And we love everybody, baby.
Cool. Thank you so much for
All
talking
right.
to us. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
You were great.